Hey, welcome back to Wisdom from the Porch. I'm GP. Try this for a second. Go open a closet, a drawer, anywhere things land after a purchase. Add up everything still wearing its tags. A stand mixer used twice, a weighted blanket, notebooks bought to finally get organized. For a lot of people, that number lands somewhere uncomfortable, and almost none of it was ever really needed. But something real was needed in the moment of buying it. And figuring out what that something actually was can change how you think about every purchase going forward. So let's talk about it. Honestly, no shame, just the truth. Here's the thing nobody tells you about a 2 a.m. cart. It's almost never about the item. For a neurodivergent brain, shopping is one of the fastest, most reliable dopamine hits available. There's the browsing, the deciding, the little thrill of the order confirmation, and then the doorbell a few days later like a tiny holiday. Every step of that sequence lights up a brain that's often running on a lower baseline of feel-good chemistry to begin with. That's not a character flaw. That's just chemistry looking for a relief. So the stress purchase, the boredom purchase, the I deserve this after today purchase, those aren't about willpower. They're your nervous system reaching for the fastest tool in reach. And shopping is always in reach. I want to be really clear. This isn't a lecture about being more responsible. You're not irresponsible. You're resourceful. Just aiming the resourcefulness at something that costs more than it gives back. Here's what helps, and it's simpler than it sounds. First, the 48-hour pause. Anything that isn't food or medicine goes in a cart and sits there for 2 days. Half the time it gets forgotten entirely. The urgency was never about the item. It was about the moment. Once the moment passes, so does most of the pull. Second, and this one surprised me, naming the feeling before I open the app. Not, should I buy this, but what am I actually feeling right now? Bored, lonely, overwhelmed? Once the real word shows up, the purchase usually stops being the obvious answer. Third, and this is the fun one, build what's called a dopamine menu. A real list of things that genuinely feel good, sitting right next to your phone. A favorite playlist, a 5-minute walk around the block, texting one specific friend who always makes me laugh. When the urge hits, I check the menu first. It doesn't win every time, but it wins enough. You're not fixing a flaw here. You're just giving your very smart, very resourceful brain a better menu of options. Before I go, this is Heard You. This one came in from, okay, forgive me if I hack your name, at Joe Parinchak, Porinchak 6013. After the episode, 847 Facebook friends, still feeling lonely. Here's what Joe wrote. I needed to hear this. For so long I've been trying to articulate how I feel into words and have come up egregiously short. For too long I have been seen but not understood, accessible but not known. I'm 32 and feel like I've been alone in my loneliness for over half my life. I finally found out who I am and have made choices to better that man. I value that more than I value how many people I have in my life, and while I'm not actively searching for a girlfriend, I won't settle for what tries to force me to be someone other than who I am. If that means I'll spend the rest of my time single, so be it. I've got a very few people who I'm close to, and that has been enough for the past 15 plus years. Well, Joe, I respect what you just said. Seen but not understood, accessible but not known. That's a real place to live for a long time, and it does something to you. But what you said next matters even more. You found out who you are, and you chose to honor that man. That's not small. That's work. And you're right, a few real people is enough. Always has been. Quality over noise every time. Just don't close the door all the way. Not to change who you are, but to leave room for the right people to recognize it when they show up. You're not behind, Joe, and you're not alone in that feeling, even if it's felt that way for a long time. Your one next step? Build a 5-item dopamine menu this week. Things that genuinely feel good, written down somewhere you'll actually see them. Not a punishment list, a real one. And if something from today or any episode is still sitting with you, drop it in the comments. I read everything. Some of it comes back to the porch. Today's episode is supported by Cloud Microphones, built for voices that have real things to say. Find them at cloudmicrophones.com. I'm GP. This is Wisdom from the Porch. Thursday, we're talking about the moment a total stranger ends up hearing your entire life story. It's a good one. See you then.